Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Valentine's Day swept into Genoa City and beyond with a storm of passion, heartbreak and secrets, marking a pivotal Friday, February 13 for all involved. The city was alive with anticipation and longing, but no one felt it more than Sally, Spectra, Adam, Chelsea, Noah and Sienna, each of them bracing for the kind of emotional that only love, business and betrayal could spark. In the heart of the tower, Sally Spectra was finishing her second espresso of the morning when Billy stormed through the door of her sleek, glass-walled office. He carried that same anxious glint in his eyes she'd seen one too many times lately, the one that usually meant trouble followed by an explanation that never quite satisfied. "I did something," Billy blurted, breathless, not even waiting for her to speak, "and I need you to hear me out before you react." Sally rose slowly, her fingers tightening around the edge of her desk. "What did you do, Billy?" Billy shifted, suddenly not so confident. "I convinced to give up media, folded it into communications." Sally's face was blank for a second, then drained from her cheeks, followed by a heated flush of disbelief. "You what?" "It was supposed to be for you," he added quickly. "A gift. You deserve to run a major company again, Sally." "A gift," she repeated. "You made a deal with and didn't even tell me about my career, my future." Billy stepped closer, palms open. "It's not like that, I thought." "No, you didn't think," she snapped, voice sharp. "This isn't how you respect a partner, Billy. I've worked too hard to be a pawn in your war against Victor." His heart sank. He had gambled everything again, and the fallout was unfolding than he could spin it. Meanwhile, across town, Adam had other plans. After a tense week of navigating family drama, Adam was determined to make Chelsea feel seen. He arranged something quiet but heartfelt, a rooftop dinner beneath Genoa City's cold but starlit February sky. Chelsea was led upstairs, blindfolded, her laughter filling the air as she reached the top floor. When the cloth slipped from her eyes, she gasped. A private table set for two, twinkling lights, her flowers, peonies and tulips even in the dead of winter. Adam stepped forward, taking her hand. "You've stood by me through so much, and I wanted to give you a night that wasn't about or business, just you." Chelsea's eyes filled with emotion. "Adam, this is everything." He smiled, pulling out her chair. "Good, because tonight's about us, and maybe," he paused, reaching into his jacket pocket before changing his mind, "maybe not everything needs to happen at once." She didn't notice the hesitation, only the warmth in his gaze, and they leaned into a moment they both desperately needed. But across the country in Los Angeles, Noah had love on his mind too, love that had nearly slipped through his fingers. He stood outside Sienna's apartment building, nervous energy pulsing through him. Rain had just started falling in light, cool drops, and he let them hit him, grounding him before he rang her buzzer. Sienna opened the door herself, surprised and visibly torn. "Noah," she breathed, "why are you here?" "Because I couldn't stay away," he said simply. "Because I made a mistake thinking I could walk away from you, from us." She blinked hard. "We don't belong in the same world, Noah. You have a life, Genoa City, your family." "You're my life," he interrupted, voice low and raw. "Not geography, not genetics, you." He stepped forward, pulling something from behind him, a portfolio. "These are my latest photographs, everyone inspired by you. I left my show early for you." Sienna took the book, flipping through, her fingers trembled. "You left your show." He smiled, stepping closer. "I left everything that didn't feel like home, your home." Sienna's wall cracked. She stepped forward, rested her forehead against his chest and whispered, "Then don't ever leave again." Back in Genoa City, things were anything but quiet for Billy. After Sally stormed out of her office, he paced the halls of communications, replaying every word she'd said. Was he losing her? Could he undo what he'd done? His voice echoed in his mind from their last call. "You'd better hope Sally thinks you're some kind of hero, Billy, because if she doesn't, well, you'll end up with nothing." He cursed under his breath. It wasn't just Sally, it was his kids, his legacy. He risked too much. He pulled out his phone and hovered over the call button. Would he actually back out of the deals? The door behind him creaked, and Sally entered, red hair wet from light rain, fury still brimming in her eyes. "I'm not done," she said. "I needed a walk." Billy braced himself. "I'm sorry." "I know," she said, "and I also know that you didn't do this to hurt me, but you need to understand, this can't be your pattern, Billy. I don't want media handed to me, I want to earn it, do you get that?" Then let's do it together, from the ground up, no deals, just us. Sally's jaw tightened. Then we start with telling the deal is off. Billy paused. That was the cost, and he was willing to pay it. Done, he said. That moment the skis over Genoa City seemed to open. A rare winter rain poured down, washing away old grudges, old schemes. In its place, fresh beginnings bloomed. As rain streaked the windows of the communications building, Billy stood beside Sally, the two of them silently watching their reflections in the glass. Somewhere between ambition and affection, they had come to an agreement, but the road ahead wasn't paved in roses. Undoing the media acquisition wouldn't just anger, it could start a war. Billy's phone buzzed. It was a message from "Let me know when the ink dries, time's ticking." He sighed and held it up for Sally to see. She's expecting confirmation. Sally folded her arms. Then it's time to disappoint her. Across town, the mood couldn't have been more different. Inside the romantic rooftop setting Adam had arranged, Chelsea every second of the evening. The wind whipped lightly around them, but the patio heaters and warmth between them made it feel like spring. They talked, laughed, and even danced slowly to a playlist Adam had made from their songs over the years. Then, as dessert arrived, chocolate with a raspberry drizzle, Adam reached for his jacket pocket once again. Chelsea looked up curiously. "What are you hiding?" He hesitated. "I was going to wait, but maybe waiting is overrated." He pulled out a velvet box and set it on the table. Chelsea stared, blinking. "Adam, you don't have to say yes," he said quickly, heart pounding. "But I know what we've been through. I know I've hurt you and we've both made mistakes, but what we have is still real." He opened the box. The ring sparkled under the string lights. "Will you marry me, Chelsea?" Tears welled in her eyes. For a moment she said nothing, then she reached across the table and took his hand. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, Adam, I will." The rooftop erupted in quiet celebration as a violinist appeared from the shadows to play their song. Chelsea's laughter echoed over the skyline, her arms around Adam's neck as they danced again, this time not as former lovers struggling through chaos, but as daring to hope for a better future. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, Noah and Sienna strolled through the city, rain forgotten, fingers intertwined. The lights of the city reflected in the puddles around them as they slipped into a small jazz bar that Noah remembered from a past trip. Sienna, still clinging to disbelief, whispered, "Are you really staying?" "I'm not going anywhere," Noah replied. "I'll commute, I'll freelance, I'll do whatever it takes. I just don't want to go back to a life that doesn't include you." Sienna leaned on his shoulder. "Then let's take it slow, but let's try." Back in Genoa City, Billy dialed number. She picked up on the first ring. "Tell me you did it," she said, no greeting, no pretense. "I'm calling the deal off," Billy said. Silence. "You what?" she finally asked, her voice sharp. "I'm pulling out. Sally doesn't want media handed to her, and frankly, she's right. We're doing things differently." Laughed bitterly. "You're turning your back on everything we built." "I'm turning my face toward something better," Billy replied. She hung up. Billy closed his eyes. He knew the storm was coming, wouldn't go quietly, but for once he didn't care. He turned around to find Sally watching him, arms crossed. "Well," she asked. "I did it." She slowly then smiled, just barely. "Good, now let's build something that's ours." As the day drew to a close, the city with emotion. In her apartment, Chelsea and Adam sat side by side on the couch, her head on his shoulder, fingers playing with the ring that now adorned her finger. "Do you think they'll be happy for us?" she asked. Adam chuckled. "You mean Victor?" She elbowed him lightly, "And Victoria and Nick and everyone else." "They'll get over it," he said. "We've earned this. No one gets to take it away." In Los Angeles, Sienna watched Noah sleep on the couch, his arm draped lazily over his eyes. She snapped a picture, just one, to capture this moment of peace, the first real one in a long time. Then she crawled into the space beside him, curled up with her head on his chest. In a coffee shop downtown, stared at her phone, a smirk forming. "You think you've won, Billy," she murmured, "but I'm just getting started." Elsewhere in Genoa City, the Valentine's mood swept over Sharon, Devon, and others still caught in the tailwind of earlier drama. But for tonight, the city took a breath. Sally and Billy stood side by side under the same sky as Adam and Chelsea, two very different couples making very different choices, yet bound by the same desire, to be seen, to be loved, to find their place. No one knew what Monday would bring, but for now, for this moment, love won.